You read the title, so you know what it is. Let's get into it. We're back with another video on the Mercedes. This is a 2016 E400. It is my wife's car. In the last video, we done some tinting of the tail lights, wrapped this little chrome or trim piece right here in some forged carbon. So today, as the title suggests, we're going to come around to the front of the car. And this lower lip I had painted whenever my wife had been hit on this fender. A buddy of mine done the work and he painted this lower splitter. Well, the prep work on the splitter wasn't that great and paint's coming off. So rather than try to pull this apart and paint that again, I'm going to use this same forged carbon wrap, and we are going to try our best at wrapping that piece down there. So let's get into it. First thing is, I'm at the shop. I have access to a lift, and that is on the bottom of the car. So rather than trying to get on the ground and try to wrap that down there, I'm going to put the car on the lift, get it in the air, and then see what I'm going to do, because this splitter is 3 pieces. It like separates right there. So I don't know. I plan on wrapping it on the car, but I might get to looking at it and see if I can't take this apart and wrap it off of the car and then maybe install it afterwards. So we'll see. Let's get this car in the air. Got it in the air, and as you can see, some of this is taken off. Some of it's missing. So here's the middle piece and the other side piece. So that was the 3 pieces that I was talking about. It just snaps in. It's kind of a pain to get off. This is what it looks like once I got it off. So I had taken the air gun here and I took some air pressure and just kind of blew, because I knew that this was happening up along the seam here. And I'm like, it looks like the edge was just really hard to get prepped properly, and that's why the paint is popping, because the edge of this was not prepped. As you can tell, there's very little sanding done, and that's where all of the peeling is occurring. So I'm going to keep peeling off as much of that as I can, but now that I have the pieces off, this is probably something that you won't necessarily have to do unless somebody's already screwed up your lip. So if it's just chrome, then you can be able to just clean it and wrap it on the car. So I'm probably going to leave this one on the car because this one's pretty simple. And its paint's holding pretty good. So I'll be able to wrap that one on the car. These 2 pieces, obviously, I'm going to wrap off the car. I thought my wrap was long enough to go all the way across the car. It is not. So I technically needed to do 3 pieces anyway, just to make what wrap I have work. So I'm going to probably go ahead, get to trimming, and start wrapping this one piece. I've got my GoPro here, so I'll set up a time lapse of that. So let's just get into it. As you can see in the time lapse, I've got this top laid down. I started here, kind of tacked it down, and then came back over to this side and brought it back because of the way this kind of dips in. I had to manipulate the tint or the wrap to go this way to keep weaves in or bubble or pinching the wrap. So now I'm probably going to end up needing the heat gun to wrap it around the edge. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah. So now I got to get around. So yeah, back to the time lapse. first one is wrapped. So the underside is definitely a pain to try to wrap that around and under without getting too many wrinkles. Definitely heat is your friend to stretch the wrap and get it to lay down on that back side and wrap it all the way around and hook it so it does not peel. I'm going to do the other edge, and then I'm going to do this piece last, and then snap all this back together and see what it looks like. I really like this forged carbon on these trim pieces. Like I said, that piece on the back, I think it's coming out really good. So I'm interested to see what this splitter looks like once it's done. There's number 2. So I got both of these things wrapped now. A heat gun is definitely your friend. The heat gun, wrapping it around that front side and trying to get it to look right, definitely going to have to get some stretch in it and get it to lay around. This this forged carbon is pretty forgiving. I'm sure if this had like a different kind of pattern, solid color probably wouldn't matter too much, but try to pull it evenly and kind of get your fingers out, and I don't know. I'm no expert, but I think they turned out pretty good. So let's get this centerpiece done so we can see what the final product looks like. The piece backing off, part of it laid down. See here, half of this isn't, but I've already stuck the top part of this, pushed it down, started heating it, and then I'm going to trim all of that and tuck that edge rest of the way. Trim this off, tuck it under. So then I'll use some more heat along this edge and bend it down, but I'm going to come back over here and do this top first. So it's coming along. Got this side laid down, trimmed, started heating the whole edge up and rolling it. As far as rolling it, oh well, let me get the camera in there. It only comes over a little bit, like thumb distance there. I've kind of got the bottom side of this popped out, so I'll be able to tuck it inside and then snap the trim back on. So let me finish up this other piece. I'll probably off camera go ahead and snap on the rest, so the next time you see it, it's gonna be done. So let's finish this up. All right, y'all ready? I got it all buttoned up. That centerpiece was actually pretty easy to finish wrapping up, so snapped everything in, got those side trim pieces on. I think the splitters look sick, personally. So let's check it out. Let's get this thing off the lift, move it over there on the rack, and check it out on the ground. Sheesh, I don't know about you guys, but I think that looks freaking sick. I love that forged carbon look on that lip. And that's just a factory lip, so I think that looks freaking phenomenal. So thank y'all for watching. If you made it this far, be sure to hit that like and subscribe. Until next time.